that my friend, Jackie Marie Christie, have been going around spreading lies about me.
Are you
talking about my children, of all people?
Malaysia. Now you know damn well that's a damn lie.
Help me understand what the is going on right now.
No one saw this coming. Not the producers. Not the fans. And definitely not Jackie Christie. What was once thought to be just another dramatic storyline for reality TV has turned into something far darker. This wasn't a rumor or an internet hoax. This was real, a painful betrayal recorded and exposed for the world to hear. Secret audio recordings have leaked. In them, Doug Christie, the man Jackie stood by for years, is heard plotting against her. His words aren't rushed or emotional. They're calm, cold, and calculated. "She's too emotional," he says. "We build her up, then we break her down."
Go to the bathroom and I'm with it, Malaysia. I'ma tell you right now. You better get out of my face. I understand what you're doing, but you're making a mother drastic mistake.
No,
I told you they're lying.
What?
They're lying.
No,
They're lying.
No, they're
lying.
No, they're
lying through their mother.
They're lying.
They're lying. They're lying.
Malaysia will take care of her soft spots like venom. Yes, Malaysia. The woman Jackie treated like a sister. Someone who was supposed to have her back. She wasn't just a bystander. She was a part of the plan. On another tape, Malaysia's voice is chilling. She says, "She trusts me. When you're ready, I'll break her. Just give me the word." The internet exploded. TikTok was flooded with emotional reactions. Fans cried while re-watching old scenes. Every tear Jackie shed, every moment she looked overwhelmed, now people saw it with new eyes. They weren't seeing a dramatic reality star anymore. They were watching a woman slowly being torn apart from the inside. People began calling it what it really was: emotional abuse.
Wait, whoa. You're not coming around us anymore?
Definitely not coming around that group of people.
You mean permanent?
Permanently.
Oh my God.
I just don't care to be around people that giving me like bad vibes. It's like
Jackie has gone silent. No Instagram posts. No comments. No interviews. Just silence. And in that silence, you can feel the weight of what's been done to her. This isn't a storyline. It's a real woman's life. At first, many thought the recordings were fake. How could Doug Christie, the man who preached loyalty, love, and marriage, say such heartless things? But the audio was raw. No edits. No excuses. Just his voice laying out a plan to slowly destroy the person who loved him most. Doug wasn't acting in the heat of the moment. This was premeditated. This was cruelty disguised as concern. And Malaysia? Her betrayal cut even deeper. This was someone Jackie cried with, laughed with, defended when no one else would. And now, we hear her voice calmly planning Jackie's emotional collapse like it was part of the show. There's even more. One clip shows Doug talking to a producer and saying, "When she breaks, cut the cameras. We'll need her to explode later." This wasn't just reality TV. It was manufactured pain. And Jackie didn't know she was being played. For years, fans believed Jackie and Doug were the rare love story that survived reality TV. They had their ups and downs, sure, but they always seemed to pull through. Now, it turns out Jackie was just a pawn in a much bigger game. Insiders say this started as early as season 5. Doug and Malaysia allegedly began working behind the scenes to isolate Jackie emotionally. Doug reportedly told Malaysia to act as Jackie's confidant, only to gather information and use it against her later. Jackie never saw it coming. She thought she was rebuilding herself. She thought her marriage was growing stronger. But all the while, her own husband and best friend were setting her up to fall. TikTok is now filled with tribute videos. Jackie dancing. Jackie laughing. Jackie hugging Malaysia. But now, those clips are paired with sad music and captions like, "She loved too hard in a world too cold." People are hurt. Not just because Jackie was betrayed, but because they believed in her love story. And now, they're mourning what was never real. How could Doug, the man who stood beside her in interviews, on red carpets, in therapy, be capable of something so cruel? Was it jealousy? Control? Ego? No one knows for sure. But what's clear is that this wasn't about a fight or a misunderstanding. This was a slow, planned emotional takedown. Malaysia didn't just betray Jackie. She turned their friendship into a weapon. All the late-night talks, the sisterhood, the secrets, they were all used against her. And now, Jackie has nothing left. Doug is silent. Malaysia posted a cryptic message on Instagram: "People only believe what fits their story. Stand tall." Fans were furious. Jackie, meanwhile, hasn't said a word. She's gone completely quiet. A family source said she isn't eating, sleeping, or talking. She's shut down. The one person she thought would never turn on her did just that. And now, she's left trying to understand how everything crumbled. But the heartbreak didn't stop there. Another recording leaked. This time, it was Malaysia again, talking to a producer. "Her breakdown's good," she said coldly. "We need that reaction. The more she breaks, the better our angle." Fans were shocked. That line, "the better our angle," quickly went viral. Was all of it staged? Was the friendship ever real? People started re-watching clips, searching for clues. Suddenly, every awkward hug, every fake smile, every staged brunch felt like part of a cruel setup. Then came the most chilling line of all: Doug's getting tired. He hopes she crashes soon. "We lose everything if she walks before the reunion." Doug wasn't just watching her fall apart. He was waiting for the perfect moment to land the final blow. One old scene from season 7 has resurfaced. Jackie breaks down at a dinner party, yelling, crying, shaking. Doug just sits there, stone-faced. Back then, people said Jackie was being dramatic. Now they see it differently. Now, they see a woman silently begging for help while everyone else watched her unravel. It wasn't just Doug or Malaysia. It was producers, stylists, assistants. Everyone saw the signs. No one helped. A makeup artist, who asked to stay anonymous, posted, "I did Jackie's face before the season 9 reunion. She cried and said it felt like no one was real anymore. I thought she was being dramatic. Now, I know she felt the walls closing in." Despite everything, Jackie kept showing up. Smiling. Hoping. Loving. She believed in friendship. In love. In second chances. And still, no amount of kindness could protect her from what was coming. Then, after the second tape dropped, Jackie finally spoke. One sentence. One black screen. Everyone got what they wanted. "I'm done." No hashtags. No tagging. No promo. Just heartbreak. Fans rushed in with love. "Jackie, you weren't crazy. You were real." Even celebrities posted support. Tammy Roman. Kiki Palmer. Tammy Rivera. Kiki wrote, "If you don't play dirty, this industry will eat you alive." Jackie played with love. They played with knives. Doug still hasn't responded publicly. But insiders say he's lawyering up. Why? Because those tapes were never supposed to be released. They weren't approved by the network. Word is, someone inside the editing room leaked them. A whistleblower. Someone who'd seen too much. One anonymous staffer said online, they treated Jackie like an experiment. They wanted to see how far she could go before she broke. Helping her was never part of the plan. Now, it's not just about betrayal. It's about justice. Because Jackie's silence didn't last. A few days after that black screen, she walked into court with a white suit and a stack of papers. She's suing Doug. She's suing Malaysia. She's suing the production company. For emotional abuse. For defamation. For years of psychological damage. The courthouse was surrounded by supporters. Fans held signs that read, "Team Jackie forever," and "Emotional abuse is still abuse." News outlets began digging deeper. Former cast members spoke out. VH1's entire history of manipulating women's trauma for ratings came under fire. Insiders now say Jackie's case might turn into a class action lawsuit. At least 4 other women are ready to join her. And this may just be the beginning. Because they thought they could break her. They thought she would walk away quietly. But Jackie Christie didn't disappear. She didn't crumble. She stood up. And this time, she's not just fighting for herself. She's fighting for every woman who's ever been used, manipulated, and silenced in the name of love and entertainment. The truth always comes out, and when it does, it doesn't whisper. It roars. After Jackie took legal action, Doug Christie tried to fight back. He filed a countersuit, claiming Jackie was simply overreacting to gain sympathy. He insisted that she knew what came with being on reality TV and that she had always played along. But when the court asked him to show proof, all he brought was a bunch of old text messages, most of them from more than 10 years ago. There was nothing in those messages to suggest that Jackie agreed to being emotionally broken down, manipulated, or humiliated. There was no clear sign she gave consent to be treated that way, not back then, and definitely not now. The judge reportedly smirked during the hearing. One legal expert on a talk show said Doug's defense was one of the weakest arguments he had ever seen in a case about emotional abuse. It lacked logic, compassion, and, most importantly, facts. But Jackie didn't stop at the courtroom. Just hours later, she sat down for an exclusive video interview. No flashy production, no fancy background, no glam squad. It was just her, in a simple black outfit, one camera, no makeup, and a voice full of truth. She began with this. "I stayed faithful to a man who studied me like a case. Who turned my heart into a weapon. Who used the things I loved against me." Her voice broke as she talked, but it wasn't for attention. She cried softly, not for the cameras, not for ratings, but for herself. For the younger version of her who believed in fairy tales. For the wife who fought to keep her marriage alive. For the friend who gave trust, only to be hurt. But Jackie didn't stay in tears for long. She wiped her face and looked straight into the camera. "I'm done being someone's storyline," she said. "Now, I'm writing my own." That moment exploded online. Fans and celebrities filled the comments. One person wrote, "This hit harder than an entire season." Another said, "She didn't have a breakdown, this is her breakthrough." And it truly was. Jackie didn't let the pain destroy her. She used it to build something powerful. She launched the Christie Project, a foundation for women who've been silenced by toxic love. It focuses on helping those who have been emotionally abused, especially in relationships where loyalty is used as control. The foundation offers safe housing, legal help, and mental health support. Within just 48 hours, the website crashed due to the overwhelming number of women signing up. Donations poured in. The public wasn't just watching anymore, they were supporting her. Jackie's pain had turned into purpose. And she wasn't just surviving now. She was leading. But just when people thought it couldn't get worse for Doug in Malaysia, another audio recording leaked. This time, it was a phone call between Doug and a VH1 executive. On the tape, Doug is clearly heard saying, "At the reunion, we need her to cry. Can we make up something about her mom? That always gets her quiet." You can even hear people laughing in the background. Then another voice believed to be Malaysia adds, "Tell her I spoke to her mom last week. That'll shut her down." And then Doug said something that made everyone's skin crawl. "She won't know what's real anymore. That's when we win." That clip hit the internet like a bomb. People were horrified. Fans were disgusted. But this time, even celebrities who had been silent before decided they couldn't stay quiet anymore. Taraji P. Henson posted, "This isn't TV. This is trauma." Viola Davis tweeted, "This is psychological warfare. Watching a woman be emotionally torn apart for ratings is not entertainment. Shame on every single person involved." The backlash against VH1 grew louder. The network began quietly pulling certain episodes and even entire seasons off streaming platforms. They knew the pressure wasn't going away. Doug's public image collapsed. Brands dropped him. Endorsement deals vanished. Events canceled his appearances. His reputation was shattered. People were done supporting him. Malaysia tried to do damage control, but only made things worse. "I was just doing what I was told," she said in an Instagram live. "It was for the show. I never meant to hurt her." The comments section was brutal. People weren't buying it. "You had a choice," one person wrote. "And you chose betrayal." Others called it too little, too late. In the end, Jackie's story became bigger than betrayal. It became a movement. She turned pain into action. She gave other women the courage to speak up. And most importantly, she reclaimed her power. She showed the world that even when people try to tear you apart, you can rise stronger. Jackie Christie is no longer just a reality star. She's a survivor. A leader. A voice for the voiceless. And this time, she's not being edited. She's not being controlled. She's finally telling her truth and the world is listening. That'll shut her down. And then Doug said something that made everyone's skin crawl. "She won't know what's real anymore. That's when we win." That clip hit the internet like a bomb. People were horrified. Fans were disgusted. But this time, even celebrities who had been silent before decided they couldn't stay quiet anymore. Taraji P. Henson posted, "This isn't TV. This is trauma." Viola Davis tweeted, "This is psychological warfare. Watching a woman be emotionally torn apart for ratings is not entertainment. Shame on every single person involved." The backlash against VH1 grew louder. The network began quietly pulling certain episodes and even entire seasons off streaming platforms. They knew the pressure wasn't going away. Doug's public image collapsed. Brands dropped him. Endorsement deals vanished. Events canceled his appearances. His reputation was shattered. People were done supporting him. Malaysia tried to do damage control, but only made things worse. "I was just doing what I was told," she said in an Instagram live. "It was for the show. I never meant to hurt her." The comments section was brutal. People weren't buying it. "You had a choice," one person wrote. "And you chose betrayal." Others called it too little, too late. In the end, Jackie's story became bigger than betrayal. It became a movement. She turned pain into action. She gave other women the courage to speak up. And most importantly, she reclaimed her power. She showed the world that even when people try to tear you apart, you can rise stronger. Jackie Christie is no longer just a reality star. She's a survivor. A leader. A voice for the voiceless. And this time, she's not being edited. She's not being controlled. She's finally telling her truth and the world is listening.